Everyone wanted a piece of him, and he didn't know how to protect what was left. Those years of silence were his form of resistance, a way to reclaim control over his identity. But while the world saw a man hiding from fame, Imani saw a father trying to heal himself. She recalled moments when he'd sit with his guitar in the middle of the night, playing soft melodies not meant for an audience. He wasn't performing, she said. He was remembering who he was before the world got too big. For Armani, those silent years were a painful balancing act. On one hand, she admired her father's courage to step away from an industry that demanded his soul.
Amen.
On the other, she longed for connection, to know him beyond the fragments fame left behind. She spoke about missing birthdays, unanswered calls, and long periods of uncertainty. Yet through it all, she never stopped believing in his love. Even when he wasn't there physically, she said, "I felt him. I knew he was fighting to come back, not just to music, but to life." When D'Angelo eventually re-emerged years later with his album Black Messiah, Imani described it as a moment of rebirth, not just for him, but for their relationship too. That album was his way of speaking again, she said. Every lyric, every note. It was him reclaiming his voice. She remembered being in the studio, watching him record, and seeing a spark that had been missing for years. It wasn't about fame anymore, it was about truth. But even with his return, the scars of those silent years never fully faded. Imani admitted that while they found peace in some moments, there were still things left unsaid. Apologies that came too late, questions that had no answers. Yet she didn't hold bitterness. Instead, she learned to see her father's journey as a lesson in humanity. People think being a legend means being perfect, she said, but legends are just people who break and still find a way to shine. Her insight offered fans something they had never heard before.
Amen.
A glimpse into D'Angelo's life, not as a headline, but as a human story. Through Imani's words, we saw the man behind the mystery, the father behind the fame, and the soul behind the silence. Her honesty didn't just explain his disappearance, it helped the world understand why sometimes walking away is the only way to survive. But as powerful as her reflections were, Imani also revealed that her father's struggles left behind a legacy of emotional truth, one that continues to shape her own path today. And what she shared next took everyone by surprise. In the next section, we'll uncover how D'Angelo's pain inspired Imani to follow in his footsteps, not as a singer trapped in fame, but as a woman determined to turn generational pain into purpose.